Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So I have some good news and some bad news. The bad news is I'm not going to be doing any more refining of gold for customers. I quickly realized that I had way too many customers waiting in line to have their gold processed, and I have to do it all individually because I don't want to mix everything together, because I don't pay people until after I have it refined so I can get the total 24 karat purity. It's just way too long of a wait for customers. And I like to work by, you get the work, you do it, and it's done. I don't like to have people waiting. That's the main thing. It became a headache. And when something becomes a headache, I either delegate that to somebody else or I just cancel it completely. The good news is I'm still going to be doing refining videos on this channel. It's just not going to be for other customers. I do enjoy the process. I've been gearing up, building a small refinery for silver and gold, and I'm looking forward to do more videos like that. Today we're going to do a video on refining the last customer's gold, and first we're gonna, well, I'll just turn the camera around and we'll get right into it. Hope you guys enjoy it. All right, here is the gold. It is all 14 karat. There's 23.15 grams, and that's before I pop out all of the gemstones and stuff in there. According to the math, we should have 13.49 grams of 24 karat pure gold, and it's worth today about $1,900, $1,920, somewhere in that range. Gold's fluctuating today. Well, gold's been crazy all for the past couple months, but right now, yeah, it's worth about $1,910. Here is the customer's letter to me. He weighed out like 22 point something grams, and it is off a little bit, but it doesn't matter because I don't pay the customers until after it is processed, and then I actually pay them 90% of the 24 karat value. Now, I know I said I'm not doing it anymore, but I was paying 90%. And for a small refinery like me to do small amounts like this, that was pretty unheard of. So, unfortunately, that service is gone. But this is, some more details about what the jewelry is. And now it's time to start processing it. I'm going to try to make this video as straightforward as possible. The last thing I want to do is confuse anybody. And also don't try this stuff at home because I'm going to be dealing with poison. All right, so there is about 13.5 grams of pure gold in this 14 karat gold. Now, because of that, we have to add about 30 grams of silver to the mix when we melt it down. That's called inquartation, and that's going to allow the acid to more easily separate the base metals from the gold once we start refining it with acid. All right, now I just need to remove as many of these little tiny gemstones as I can. All right, I'm getting there. It's just taking a lot longer than expected. Oh, that one's gone. All right, not that it matters, but I found the fourth gem. It was, a 1 in a million chance to find it on the ground here, so. All right, there's still a few more gemstones in there. They seem to be like little round, maybe plastic, maybe they're pearls. I don't know, I'm gonna work a little bit harder and get those out of there. So I'll just add all the gold and the silver and those filings from the drill press as well. I'll be right back. Also a little bit of borax. And now we just gotta melt it and pour it into shot in this bucket of water here. All right, now we have approximately 6 karat gold. And now the reason we turn it into shot is so the acid can eat it easier. So now we start playing with chemicals. All right, we have the approximately 6 karat gold in a beaker here. We're gonna add about 100 milliliters of distilled water and 100 milliliters of nitric acid. That is going to eat away all the base metals and leave the gold behind. It's not going to do it all in one run. We're going to have to do it a few times. So it's going to take quite a while. I have it here on a burner. We'll turn the heat to about 1. All right, so we're going to add the nitric acid to the water. After separating out all of the base metals from our 6-karat gold, I separated out everything that was not dissolved. That would be this little beaker here, that is the gold. This blue liquid here with the copper coils in it is, it's actually copper nitrate now that all the silver has been cemented out. You can see down here at the bottom, we have, that should be our 30 grams or somewhere close to 30 grams of silver. And in this small beaker here, I just have some iron nails to cement out the copper so we can dispose of this stuff properly. Now we have chloroauric acid. This is the gold dissolved in aqua regia. Aqua regia is just hydrochloric acid and nitric acid, and that is used to dissolve gold. So now we have to filter this off and then evaporate off any nitric acid so then we can actually recover the gold. Okay, that looks a lot better. Now I just need to evaporate off any of the nitric acid before I can precipitate out the gold. All right, and here's our silver. Now the thing is, this is not pure silver. It wasn't to begin with. This is about 0.950% pure or 95% pure. It's more pure than sterling, but not quite 0.999. But that's okay, we can still melt it down and pour a button or two, and then we'll weigh it up and see if we were able to recover it all. All right, it looks pretty good. Let's see if we got our 30 point something grams back. Yeah, 31.7 grams. So I'm pretty sure we got pretty close to 100% recovery on the silver that we used to inquart that gold. Now we just got to get our gold. All right, here we have all of our gold dissolved in the aqua regia. This is now chloroauric acid. Over here, I have some sodium metabisulfite. I'm just gonna add some distilled water to that, mix that around, let that dissolve. And I'm gonna add a few ice cubes, well, maybe 1 or 2 ice cubes to this. There's not much room in here. I'm gonna let that cool down for a minute. The reaction's better when it's cold. And then I'm gonna add this to drop the gold out of solution. All right, as you can see, the gold dropped out of solution there. It's still a little bit cloudy, but it's only been about an hour, so I'm gonna let this settle overnight. I did test it to make sure that there was no more gold in solution. I used some stannous chloride here, and there was no reaction, so yeah. Tomorrow, we will rinse this a bunch of times and make sure it's completely clean, melt it down, and we'll have our gold. So this is what pure elemental gold looks like after it's been precipitated out of the solution. There is only 11.5 grams, and I calculated we'd have about 13.5. There could be discrepancy there with the purity of the actual gold. It's also a normal thing to lose some during refining. All right, so now we just have to melt it down and see exactly how much we end up with. I think I'm gonna re-pour this. I really don't like that blemish on there, that slag. I'll just re-pour it. All right, I poured it again and there's still a little blemish there, but I think it looks really good. Let's weigh it up and see if we're anywhere close to that 11.5 gram mark. Yeah, 11.7. There was probably a little bit extra in the crucible because that's my gold only crucible. 11.76 grams of 24 karat pure gold. Let's see what it's worth. All right, I entered the weight into the kleshgold.com gold price calculator. 11.76 grams of 24 karat pure gold. It was $1,884.97 at today's spot value of nearly $5,000. So it's crazy to think that this little tiny piece right here, that little thing right there, is worth almost $2,000. I mean, it's a lot of fun doing the refining, but I can't offer it for my customers anymore. It's just, it takes too long. This little project here for one customer took me like 4 days. And so it doesn't make sense to have all these baggies lined up with different customers' names. I don't have enough tools to do multiple runs at the same time. Plus, I don't want to risk mixing anything up. So I got it kind of ahead of myself when I offered that service. I'm still, like I said, I'm still going to do refining and stuff. I have basically a refinery here in my shop now, a small scale refinery, and it's a lot of fun and I enjoy it. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Thanks again, everyone, for watching my video. If you're interested in treasure hunting and you'd like to see a couple more videos from me, check out the other one linked here on the screen. I also have a bunch of playlists you can look through. A big thanks to all the names scrolling right there. That's all my Patreon supporters and channel members. And I'll see you guys on the next video.